Now, the second optimization I'm talking about. So if a code block is considered as second rule, right? Second rule is if a code is common between if and else, keep it outside. Okay. What I mean is we'll draw a quick flowchart. Let's say we say start and says let's take a variable called we're going to read an variable called read a from the user. From there, I want to check if a is greater than 0 or not. If the user entered a positive number, a is greater than 0. Okay. When a is greater than 0, I want to do a couple of things. If this is false and this is true. When it is true, I want to say y equal to a multiplied by 2. Okay. Then I also want to do one more statement, and that's why I'm putting in the rectangle. I'm saying x is y multiplied by 100. When it is true, I want to do another two things. I want to say y is a multiplied by 2. And then I also want to say x is y multiplied by 300. Okay. And then both will converge here and say close. Okay. Simple program and nothing complicated. The key thing is if user entered a positive value, right? I asked for user a and user entered a positive value. And if she says true, I'm creating another variable and saying whatever value user entered multiply by 2. That becomes my y. And then I'm calculating x and I'm saying take the value of y and multiply by 300. Right? On the right side, if you notice, my y is, again, I'm doing a multiplied by 2. And then I'm saying x is this time y multiplied by 100, not 300. The difference here is in red, this block and this block are different. This block, green one, is common between true and false. It doesn't matter whether you do, whether number is positive or negative, you are still multiplying by 2. You don't need to put it between these two. You can simply put it outside of this block, right? You want to put it here. So the way you rewrite this code, I will do it here. Start, pick a number a, and then I will simply calculate y, is a multiplied by 2. And then I'm going to check it. Now I actually move this here, this one also here. So now I'm going to say this is true or this is false, and this is true. I'm simply calculating x and I'm saying x is going to be y multiplied by 300. And this side I'm saying y is going to be x is going to be y multiplied by 100 this time. The statement y multiplied by 300 and y multiplied by 100 is different. So you cannot create a common. But any code that's common, you can move it outside this. I can't move it outside here at the bottom because remember, the value of x depends on y and you are calculating y based on a. So you can't move it at the bottom. You can't say that, suppose I say here, remove this part here, and I say after this, go ahead and create this two as here and say y a multiplied by 2. I can't do this. Why? Because x here is dependent on y and 300. Here x is y multiplied by 100. So y has to be calculated first. It was just that y I was calculating as common. So that's why you want to put y value here. Y, is a multiplied by 2, not here. This is wrong. Make sense? I'll pause for a minute. And right now we are learning the second rule, which is when you see a common code between if and else, take it out. Should you move it before if or after it? Depends on the current situation. Right now, we can move it outside this. In some cases, you can move it outside also. We can take that scenario. So suppose we write another program, and in this one we are saying if I'm not drawing a flowchart this time. I'm just writing the code. Okay. Say, let's say A equal to input enter number. Of course, I have to do int. So I should do int. I did a chaining. I say A equal to this. Now I'm saying if A is greater than 0, then I would like to put parenthesis 2. Okay. A is greater than 0, then my y is gonna be A multiplied by 2, and I will say x equal to let's say y multiplied by 100. Else I'll say y equal to A multiplied by 2, x equal to y multiplied by 300. And there is another statement that says z equal to y plus 5, and this one z equal to y plus 5. Pay close attention and you will realize that this line is common here. In the blue, this one is also common between both. But only difference is this line and this line, right? In this case, what do? You first find, since x is dependent on calculation of y, x is dependent on calculation of y, you can't take a statement outside here. You cannot do that. You have to move this. You can rewrite this program and move it other side. Let me actually, better to write this in the code here, and that way I can share a screen here. So here we are gonna, as I said, the A equal to input enter a number, and then we'll say if A is, I like to give parenthesis, create a boilerplate. A is greater than 0. If it's a positive number, y is gonna be A multiplied by 2, and x is going to be y multiplied by 100, and then z is gonna be y plus 5. Else I will say same thing here, but here I'm going to do 300. Now pay attention in terms of the commonality. But what we are learning right now is how to optimize your algorithm, how to remove the duplicate code that is unnecessary going in the if also and else also. Okay? So this line of code and this line of code is exactly same. It doesn't matter whether number is positive or negative, right? A is greater than 0 or less than 0. You're doing the same thing. So you want to move this before your if statement. Okay? You want to take this before your if statement, delete this, and bring it to the same level, right? Because A, as soon as you receive A, you are multiplying by 2, irrespective of whether A is positive or negative. So you want to do that just before if else. It doesn't have to be between if and else both. Second thing is, now second part we notice it again, this line you wrote it here, we wrote it here. Z equal to y plus 5. We are doing it in both cases, right? So if you are doing it irrespective of, again, greater than 0 or not, then you want to move this is actually, suppose I'm doing z equal to x plus 5. If I'm still doing y plus 5, then I can move it here. I can say z equal to y plus 5. I can do this. But suppose our code is z is dependent on the value of x. And value of x is depending on the condition. Then even though condition line number 5 and 6 both are same. Yeah. You notice this line is again same between if and else. So what do we do? Should we move it up here? Up here? We can't. Why? Because z is calculated based on x, and x is actually dependent on your variable a, the condition. So only after you calculate x, you can calculate value of z. What do you do in this case? To move this line in the bottom here. I can remove it from here, and I can move it at this level. So now I optimize my code. I calculate y based on a, irrespective of whether a is positive or negative. And then I am calculating value of x. And finally, once I calculate x based on the condition, I am doing z equal to x plus 5. And this is common. Again, whether it is true or false, whatever is the x, I'm just adding 5. So I will move it to the outside of if else, but after, not before, because z is dependent on x.